Oh, I think I'm on. Hello, everybody. We're going to do a bit of a walk down memory lane today. In my opinion, what I'm going to share today, that you probably all of you, I would imagine, have already seen, is, I believe, the beginning of the end for Flat Earth Day, Flat Earth in general, I think. But before we do that, it's been a very sad year for Flat Earth. Let's look back on it in the form of song, shall we?
All the believers have disappeared. They're hiding in their caves. You won't believe what's happened to Dave, 'cause he can't sell his app, and Flatzoid has to cry wank. Oh, it's sad, but it's true. Mark Sargent's still living with his mom, even though he's 73 years old. And Vicar sees himself as Neo from the Matrix, but everyone else just sees him as a cunt. And Vlad is still 2'1", and Nathan Oakley selling microphones, and angels of shite, they're still willing to lick everyone's ass.
And now, from the mean streets of Essex, England, this is Whatcast.
It was a sad song. It's been a sad year for Flat Earth. Just to just to mention something, the super chat goal you see I've just set there, it is purely to, well, not purely. A lot of it is to annoy Roger Ledwell. Roger Ledwell's pissed off that I get super chats, apparently. So thanks, Roger, for giving my super chats a shout out. So today we're going to do Professor Dave versus... oh, yeah, please click the like and all that bollocks. Professor Dave versus Flat Earth Dave. Flat Earth Dave, I don't know what he was doing, but I've got a little bit of background to this that some of you may not know. When I had, I'll show you the clip in a second. When I had Flat Earth Dave on here, I put it to him that he should debate. I didn't know Flat Earth debates were a thing at the time. I had no idea. Right? I was waiting for some debates, and I thought, why don't someone debate this Flat Earth Dave bloke? I'll have to do it. I'll have him on and question his stuff. I didn't know that anybody else was around doing any of this shit, right? I was very naive when I spoke to him. But I had seen a Professor Dave video of the Flat Earth, the Earth is still not flat, or whatever that video is, right? And I contacted Professor Dave. I emailed him and I said, look, I've got this Weiss bloke coming on my podcast. I would love to surprise him with you, because I naively really did believe that Flat Earth Dave did think the Earth was flat. And I thought, this would be, I've seen this guy debunking it. I've seen this guy with all of his evidence. Let's get them together. They'll both be up for that, right? This is what I thought. So I messaged Professor Dave and I said, listen, I said, I've got this Weiss coming on. And he's like, I've never heard of him. I'm sure I probably will. Good luck. I'm not really interested in talking to any of these pricks. I don't want to be a Flat Earth channel. I kind of wish I'd never done it. I can't remember exactly what he said, right? But it was a no. And I think some of it was a no because he wanted to be taken more seriously and not do this Flat Earth stuff, not realising how big it was a block when he actually did talk to him. But I think another thing was my channel just wasn't big enough for Professor Dave. And he probably just didn't want to say, what the fuck am I going to be on? I had about 1,000 subscribers at the time. So I was quite pissed off that I was the first one to float this idea, and then it actually happened not that long after. And in my opinion, the The mods were fucking terrible. Atwood and Gold, is it? And I thought I could have definitely modded this better than these pricks. Tooting my own horn, obviously. But let's show you quick. Oh, I've got a couple of super chats. Let's do them first. Super chats are always priority on this channel, especially when Roger Ledwell don't like them. So we got conspiracy music. €5 there. Is this how you super chat poor Roger some money? Nah. This is how you super chat me some money. But then Roger, he's got to GoFundMe. It's all spelt wrong. If you want him to go to Antarctica, you could go there. This is from Mike Gurney, £5. I meant to send to Roger or Mikey, but hit the wrong button. Oh no! That always seems to happen. I think everyone giving me super chats, it's intended for them. Sorry about that, Roger. I know you're an avid viewer. Unfornicated. Hello, Dan. Hey, Roger, you are the dumbest of all the flirts. It's not even close. I think it might be close, to be honest. By the way, YouTube doesn't deposit super chats to a Starlight credit card. Fair enough. Cheers. Right. Yeah, so that's annoyed Roger. 6 minutes in and there's 3 super chats, Roger. More to come, hopefully. Loads to come, hopefully. Just so Roger can do another video pointing out how he can't believe people are giving me super chats because I'm a dickhead. Anyway, let's get on with this. I'm going to show you this first. Close call with... Well, it's a close call with loads of people. Let's... How do I change it? Oh, right there. A bit out of practice. I've done this since Monday. There you go. This is what we want. Now, I don't know who this dickhead is talking to Dave Weiss here. He looks familiar, but there's Weiss. And the reason I wanted to show you this little clip here that I've just found, because I remembered him saying this, and I'll tell people he said this, and flat earthers say I'm lying when I say this. So let's just play this clip here just to prove that I'm not. This is what Dave said when I didn't know that these flat earth debates were a thing, and I didn't realise Dave was trying to avoid having any with anybody. Here we go. Nations for that. I'd love to see a debate. Like, I want somebody to debate somebody like you to debate somebody else that's debunking all this stuff.
There are a group of globe trolls out there with ridiculous arguments. It's pointless to debate them. We wanted to debate Neil deGrasse Tyson. We wanted to debate Bill Nye, the lying guy with the bow tie, or lying box from Europe. We want to debate these guys, but they say there's no such thing as a flat earther. Flat earthers don't exist. We don't need to talk to flat earthers. You know, there's no time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society. These are things that they've programmed into us. Like, you know, some things are just, we can't discuss them.
Yeah.
Right. That's.
I get that. I get that with certain other things going on as well. And when they kind of had that attitude, so I understand what you're saying. But it would be good. It would be very interesting. I think it would. It
sure
be
would be, because they'd be destroyed instantly.
It sure would be, because they'd be destroyed instantly. That's what he said. That was my wake-up call when he said that. I thought, I need to find someone for this fucking bloke to talk to, because he's going to destroy him instantly. And I didn't know shit at the time. I was new to this topic, and I was doing loads of topics. I still do loads of topics, but this is my current favourite, right? Before we move on here. Unfornicated. Hey, Roger. How goes the job? So Roger will be watching this, so he'll respond to you. Hello, Roger, by the way. I don't watch any of your stuff, by the way, but thanks for watching mine. How goes the job search at Murdoch Station? It might help to know where you're actually applying for a job you aren't qualified for. Is that his new thing now? He's trying to get a job out there because he can't afford to go otherwise. He won't ever go. It doesn't actually matter whether he gets a job or not. This prick is not ever gonna. Yes, Roger, you're a prick. He's not ever gonna go to Antarctica. JD fornicate. You what? Roger Leadbrain. Is that what I thought he was? Liewell, or I don't know what he is, but he's funny. Cheers, JD. Right, so let's get to the moment we are here for then. Now, I've just pointed out how Dave has said that if there ever is a debate between a main debunker and him or one of his gang at the time, right? Any of these people, it will be they will be destroyed instantly. You heard him say it there. I did not edit that. They will be destroyed. It sure would. They would get destroyed instantly. Instantly. Remember. So, for those of you that haven't seen this, I'm sure there's none. There is the two terrible mods. They were terrible and fucking, I don't know how, because they've both got big channels. I do not know how they couldn't handle this, but they couldn't. It kind of was good that they couldn't in some ways. Let's see how it goes, shall we? And now, to me, as soon as Dave Weiss comes into this, he looks fucking terrified. Let's check it out.
Here's Flat Earth. David. Hey, David, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me. This
Thank
is
you for coming back.
Going to be interesting for sure.
It's going to be very interesting, isn't it? And Professor Dave.
Howdy.
Thank you for coming on for the first time.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on your YouTube success, man. 2 million subs. That's phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is the first time I think a real flat earther, I'll call myself a real flat earther, has spoken direct with Professor Dave, as he normally does videos, that just go out and pretty much straw man us, whether you know it or not, or gaslight us, and then there's really no way to respond because...
No, so you've never seen my channel ever and have no idea what I do because I make academic tutorials.
I have, but you're flat earth.
He hasn't. He's seen clips. If he had, he would never have agreed to this, would he? Let's be honest.
Stuff is is gaslighting us, essentially.
No, I'm not knocking their channels. I'm knocking their performance on this. I've watched Atwood, a lot of his stuff. I've even had some of the same guests as him on my podcast. And Gold, they do some decent stuff, but I don't know what they were doing here. I don't know what they were doing.
It's devastating and destroys Flat Earth easily.
Absolutely. So
it started big straw man. Oh, he says that they think the Earth is flat. What a straw man.
I'm with you. Listen, I don't mean to come off that way. Would it be okay to look for some common ground? Can I just ask a couple of...
He's licking arse. It's almost like he's turned into Angels of Shite for this. It's like, I want to be friends before we start. And this is what all the... When I started first doing content on this, I've done a couple of videos, short videos about this debate here. And everyone was going, oh yeah, but he was so rude, and Dave was just trying to have a conversation. Dave, if you didn't know this, he's got things on his app specifically attacking Professor Dave and stuff like that. Why would he then come on and try and be his friend? Like, you don't like him.
Quick questions, Dave, you good with that?
Whatever you want to do, man.
Yeah, I'm just for, to see if we have any common ground. Do you believe we went to the moon?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe that governments are here, especially the American government, for the people's well-being?
It's a pretty complicated question.
Okay, you don't have to answer it. That's fine. That's good. Do you believe that there's censorship going on YouTube?
Yes.
Some stuff is deprioritized in the algorithm. I don't know if that qualifies as censorship.
No, there is censorship. There still is. There was. There's not as bad these days, but there was then.
And is the news here to inform or to fill us with propaganda?
The news is largely propaganda. None of that has anything to do with the shape of the Earth, so I don't know what the hell you're even talking about. Literally none of that has to do with the shape of the Earth. So you're really off to a bad start already.
Just looking for some common ground. That's all.
Well, if we both don't like the government, therefore the Earth is flat.
So the common ground is then we're going to try and keep talking points to 3 minutes each. Responses to 2 or 3 minutes each, so we could get through this hour and everyone could get an equal share of the time involved here. And I think the first point that we've got up on the list is, what is gravity?
You want to go first, Dave, or you want me to go?
Oh, okay. This is how we're doing this? Okay, so according to general relativity, it's the curvature of space-time around massive objects. And so this is one of the easiest ways to know that the Earth is a sphere, because everything we see, everything, including the Earth, very large, massive objects are crushed into a sphere. That's why stars, planets, moons, everything pretty much is spheres.
Can't look at the sky to get the shape of the earth, what you're standing on. Don't look at the kitchen lights. Go on, Dave.
So you can now go ahead and do your like electric gravity bullshit, and then I'll explain to you why it's stupid.
Well, the question is, does anybody any scientists or anybody that's ever proven that any of the luminaries we see in the sky are even physical, let alone spheres?
Yeah, we can see them in telescopes.
You can see them. So you believe that if you see something, that'll tell you its shape. So when I look at this, are these spheres?
Oh.
Are these spheres, Dave? Are these spheres?
Yeah, no, I've seen this little trick, and I know the third one from the left is flat.
It's showing you.
Here's the problem.
One from the left is flat. Dave, let me give me a second, then you can go.
No, because I've seen you do this. Because I watched 2 of your videos, and you say the same crap in every single one.
Right.
I know what these are. I know what these shapes these are.
I was really hoping he did this to me when I spoke to him, but he didn't. Like I'd remembered where some of the things was, and he was like, "Which one of these is sphere?" I was like, "Oh, that one," but he didn't do it.
So how do you know what shape the moon is? How do you know that the moon is even a physical object? Because during a new moon, no one sees the moon in the sky.
I know your talking points. So the reason, this works because that's not moving. The things in the sky move. So if you take the third one from the left, which I know is flat, and you move it around, it's going to start to change shape, right? If the moon was a flat disk, I don't even know if that's one of your talking points or not. As it passed over you, it would change shape. It would distort.
I don't think the moon is a flat disk at all.
Okay, so it doesn't matter though.
It doesn't have lips.
That's why what you're saying is stupid, because these objects do not move. Now, the other problem is it's not just about shape, it's about other things like composition. Do you know what
By the way, spectroscopy, he's about to say it. By the way, where are my manners? I hope everybody had a good Christmas. Did you all have a good Christmas?
Spectroscopy is?
Yeah, spectroscopy is you can measure gases, but it has to be in a container. Where's the container?
No. Stop. We are looking at light. We're looking at light, and we are understanding about the materials, right? We're understanding the composition of things based on light. So when you start talking about gases, you show me immediately that you don't even know what spectroscopy is. So you do not know the ways in which we figure out things about celestial objects. You literally don't even know the definitions of the words that represent the techniques that we use. So why are you even talking about it?
So my question is, spectroscopy needs to be in a container. Otherwise, you don't know what
spectroscopy needs to be in a container. The study of how light interacts with matter needs to be in a container. What does that mean?
Otherwise, when you're looking at the moon, you don't know what gases you're seeing in between us and the moon.
Gases?
That is still one of the funniest clips. No matter how many times I see it, I can't believe he said it. And he tries to pretend he didn't say it, and he tries to pretend that he said something along those lines. You word for word said spectroscopy needs to be in a container.
The moon is solid. The moon is a solid object.
How do you know that the moon is solid? How come you can't see it during a new moon?
Why can't you see it during a new moon?
Yeah.
Because do you understand how vision works? Right? In a new moon, what's happening in a new moon? The light from the sun is illuminating the side away from us. So right? Light illuminates the things that it hits. So a new moon is when the side that the sun is illuminating is the other side away from us.
Violated by gas!
What do you want it to do? The light to go around the moon and come back and hit the other side like magic?
Yeah. Without interrupting, let me just answer. When it's nighttime, you're away from all lights and there's a full moon, I can read by that moonlight. That moonlight casts a shadow on the ground. Don't interrupt. That casts a shadow on the ground. So that moonlight, which is reflected sunlight off a dusty, dirty, rocky, rock ball in your world, is bright enough to travel 238,000 miles to cast a shadow on the ground and to light up my book so I can read. During a total solar eclipse in your world, the Earth is a full Earth from the moon's point of view. It's bigger and shinier, and it should light up the moon, but it doesn't. And no telescope, from any position with infrared or anything, has ever seen the moon.
Can you think of why? Can you think of why? Can you think of a much, much brighter object that is right there where the moon is?
Well, during
the corona of the sun, which is thousands of times brighter. What you're doing right now is you're basically saying, I'm going to shine a spotlight directly into your eyes, and then you tell me if you can see a firefly 2 centimeters to the right. Like, what are you talking about? Do you seriously not understand this stuff? A child can understand.
No, he doesn't understand any of this stuff. Oh, that was good timing. I stopped it there. The super chat to annoy Ledwell. Cheers, Arnold. Ledwell's going to be pissed off, especially for $20. I can't even say the fucking word. Spectroscopy doesn't have lips. So do you want me to do that? Happy holidays from across the pond, good sir. Happy holidays to you. Still got me holiday tree up, Christmas tree if you're normal. Let's say spectroscopy.
It doesn't have lips.
Doesn't have lips. Listen, cheers for that clip. That is a fantastic clip. Let's continue on here. We don't know. Dave doesn't know what he's talking about. He's reading by moonlight, doesn't realise. Why doesn't he ever look at the moon and think, look at the moon's lit at the moment? And it just so happens to be the bit that's lit is totally facing where the sun is there in the sky every single time without fail. Very weird that. I wonder why that fucking happens. Who knows?
So when you're throwing out words like spectroscopy, what's the difference between spectroscopy and astrospectroscopy?
What do you mean, astro? So astro is a prefix that means stars. So if that's even a word, it's spectroscopy pertaining to stars. What are you, like, Googling stuff furiously over there?
I'm just asking you, I've taken a few notes. I figured out, I watched a few of your videos. I know the straw manning that you're going to try to do and the things that you're going to try to claim. And in reality, an infrared camera.
What straw manning did he do, though? Like, he's only used everything that he ever saw on Globebusters and some of those other videos. I don't know what these still this. Oh, yes, a straw man. I don't know what they mean by any of this bollocks. What is it? Super chat. What physical properties does space-time have, such as that it can bend? Such that it can bend. Who's that from? Is that from anyone? Is that Jim Bob? We know Jim Bob, don't we?
A regular camera from the space station. They should be able to see the sun, the moon, either approach the sun.
Speaking of the list, if we get the super chat target, Roger Ledwell's definitely going on the list.
Eclipse the sun completely, or exit the sun, and nobody has ever seen it. So again, why are we looking up in the sky?
I just explained. I just answered your question. You just answered it again. You asked a question that I just answered. The sun is very bright, right? Way, way, way brighter than Earthshine. Do you understand that if something very bright, you're looking at something very bright, you can't see something way less bright right next to it? What are you not getting about that?
When there's a total eclipse of the sun and you have the little ring around there, you can block that out so it doesn't blind you and you still can't see it. You know what?
It doesn't.
What's this bollocks? There's no one else around the world say the word bollocks. This is SE, I don't even know what that money is, 100 from Frederick Fieldgren. Where are you from, Frederick? I'm saying with the name Frederick, you have to be in one of the Nordic countries, I'm guessing. So that's Swedish. Are you Swedish? I'm just here to hear you say bollocks. It's with a C as well, bollocks. Stop talking bollocks, Frederick. I'll put you on the list. Cheers, Frederick. Nice one. Thank you very much. Let's roll on. Almost there. Only 3 away from this Roger Ledwell getting on the list there.
Block it out. The corona. Have you never seen an eclipse?
Why are we talking? You can make a fake eclipse, right? By putting a disc in front of the sun and then looking at the corona. And you could do the same thing with the corona. You can block it. Why are we looking up at the lights in the ceiling that determine the shape of the floor?
Because it works really well. It's the easiest way to figure out the shape of the Earth is by looking at the celestial objects in the sky and recording their motion. It's very, very easy.
1 second. Ash has said we've got to move on to the next talking point, which is space is not as depicted, displayed in media, movies, etc. Flat Earth, Dave, do you want to start with that one?
Ask the question again, please.
Space is not as depicted, displayed in media, movies.
Yeah, I mean, space is, they're just, giving us images of insanity in space. Like when they show us, nebulas, right? They show us this and they tell us this is where stars are born. This is where there's gas and dust, so much of it that it's creating stars and spitting them out like ping pong balls where they go run away and they park themselves in the rest of the galaxy. This gas and dust in space in a vacuum in zero pressure. How does that work? How come this doesn't collapse in on itself? This is just a
It does.
fantasy
That's how
painting.
stars are born.
Yeah,
They
so-
do collapse. It's
so-
how stars form.
Dave, in your world, this is gases are collapsing.
In your world too, Dave. Hackramon. Hello, Australian dollars, $5. Good day, Matt. Hope you had a good Christmas, mate. Yeah, pretty good, mate. Pretty good. I was actually well for once on a Christmas, which is very rare for me. Usually fucking ill. But I was actually all right. And got some decent things, done some fun things, had a bit of a break from work and from here. So it was all cool. Thank you very much. Hopefully you did too. Here we go. Unfornicated while we're here. Dano. Dano, when's that the fucking humblies or whatever you're doing? $5. Roger, let's have a conversation here about radar. Oh, yeah, no, he had a dad that did radar, didn't he? So he'll definitely destroy you in that one. You are the fluff expert. Learning by osmosis from dad. There you go. Who spent 2 years in the Navy before you were born. He'll destroy you on radar and everything else as well, obviously. Cool. Cheers, Dan. One to go.
Themselves and then igniting themselves in a vacuum, in a vacuum, and then they
This is
burn
no. Stop. Look, I know that you want to just spew your script without anybody challenging, but you say so many stupid things, and I'm here to tell you why everything you're saying is stupid. So when you say stars igniting in a vacuum, the reason that's confusing for you is that you think stars are little bonfires because you're a moron. Because you don't understand nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion is the process by which stars glow. They're not little fireballs. And you can learn that by Googling something for 5 seconds, but you don't do it.
So Dave, you believe that all the rocky bits turn into perfect balls, and then all of the gases somehow start getting gravity, and they start pulling it together. And
start
they get
getting
so big.
Gravity? What do you mean start getting gravity?
How do they grow into stars? How come the dust is accumulating? What's bringing it together? Is somebody popping it up like a snowball?
Gravity.
So they get something, and it's a tiny bit of gravity pulls in some more dust. It pulls in not dust, it pulls in gases, and somehow it's pulling all of these gases together and turning into a nuclear furnace that burns for billions.
Why did they leave this Jim Bob super chat up from an Apple device as well for so long on the screen? That's how bad they were as mods. They didn't once jump in here. And they just put one super chat up and then just left it there forever. Should have come on Whatcast to done this.
Millions of years.
That would have really pissed Roger Ledwell off.
I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense. And if you want to believe that's the world.
So centuries of brilliant astronomers versus nuh-uh. Is that really all you have? Is the entire field of astronomy and you going, I don't like it. That's dumb. I'm dumb and I don't get it. So astronomy is wrong. That's literally your argument against astronomy right now.
You never met these men. You don't know anything about these men other than the stories that the controllers of this world tell you.
You know they wrote books, right?
Well,
they wrote books that we can read, and then we base astronomy on that and do astronomy every day, right?
Dave, try not to interrupt. Aristophanes
is absolutely right.
Figured out
so frustrating. It's like, they just did it once and no one's ever done anything ever since. Macca's here. Union Jack Macca, £5. Just want to contribute. Cheers, Macca. Are you watching tonight or is it family time? But you've just reached the target there to get Roger Ledwell on the list and to really annoy him. And it's not even half an hour past yet, which has added half an hour to the stream. So the stream will now be 2 hours. And also done this. Roger!
You just made the list!
Roger Ledwell's on the list. If you want Roger Ledwell to make the list again, so we can keep going here. I've got this thing to say, Roger, you just made the list again. And then I've got Roger, you just unmade the list. And then we can put him on all over again. So I'm going to set another target because it will really annoy Roger if I do it. And it's good for me as well. Start another goal to annoy Roger again. Hopefully he'll do another stream about this and I can keep annoying him again. Let's do it. Right, shall I leave the Macca super chat up on my screen for 6 hours like these two did? Hopefully that then I'll get channels as big as theirs. Let's do it.
the shadow,
Eratosthenes
figured out the diameter, the circumference of the Earth with his sticks and shadows. But nobody in that area that came out of that, other mathematicians, never wrote any books about him. They ignored him. They just never mentioned it, and then all of a sudden it shows up in the 1900s in books that go into the education
that's not true.
system.
I mean, if you're just going to lie, then we can just play the lie game.
And Dave, what about the fact that proves nothing? It works perfectly on a flat Earth. Sticks and shadows prove the Earth is flat, and it proves it's a globe. But you'd have to assume parallel rays. Listen to this. Eratosthenes believed that parallel rays are coming into Earth, right? And no one has ever seen parallel rays coming into Earth, right? When we look, we always see them curved. We always see them corpuscular. But he also believed that the Earth was geocentric and we had an infinitely far sun. And so that sun is orbiting around a minuscule. Infinitely far means so far away that the rays come in parallel. And that's a whole nother problem. But how is a distant sun orbiting around a speck Earth in the middle of?
Well, it ain't, is it? It doesn't. What's he talking about? What's he trying? I never understood why he was trying to make this point. Oh, as if the enormous sun would be orbiting the speck Earth. You know what I'm saying, that, Dave?
Space. That doesn't make sense, and they didn't think about that.
What doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense about an Earth orbiting a sun? What?
No.
That doesn't make sense. Isn't an argument.
Dave, stop being a dick. Listen to what I said.
You stop being a dick.
The Eratosthenes believed that the Earth was geocentric, that the sun orbited us, but the sun was a distant sun. How does a distant, gigantic sun orbit a minuscule speck Earth?
Well,
Yeah, you have no answer for that.
They don't know. Yeah. It's the ancient Greeks. They didn't know. Now we know, right? We figured out heliocentrism in like the 16th century.
His
story
so
it was like 500 years ago. It's a pretty long time.
His story makes no sense. And the other question is, you believe that the sun rays that come in are parallel.
What's going on here? I just see Mr. Jingles with a super chat. And it hasn't counted it up there. Well, I'm going to count it anyway. So cheers there, Jingles. Jingles says, first in the next 10, hello, Roger. So we're 9. We've got 9 to go to put Roger back on the list. Well, he's never going to come off the list, but he's going to go make the list again. Why not? I love annoying flat earthers because they've had such a bad year. If you've heard the song at the beginning, I didn't mention Roger on the song, did I? I don't even know. Anyway,
right?
No, there are rays that are parallel, and then you can point a ray from the edge, one edge of the sun, and the other edge. Look, light is going in all directions, right? The sun is expelling light. They're spherical waves of light, photons in every direction, right? So you can identify parallel rays, and then you can identify one from this edge.
Plus 73 people here, only 30 likes. What's going on? It's the thumbs up. So we've got to click the thumbs up. And why is Jim Bob's super chat still on the fucking page? Does anybody know how long it stays there? Does it stay there for the entire conversation? And why haven't the moderators moderated anything yet? Why are they just sitting there?
And if you want to talk about individual photons, you can draw paths from the edge of the sun going in one direction, the edge of the sun going in the other direction. You're trying to oversimplify things. You're trying to go, oh, it's corpuscular. It's all
gas go down, go boom, boom, my friend.
Parallel. And so then this time it works for my talking point, and then another time it doesn't work for my talking point.
My point is Aristophanes' story doesn't make any sense with
Aristophanes is that
the distant sun orbiting a geocentric Earth.
Yeah.
No, you can fuck off.
If you just say it doesn't make sense and stop talking, I guess.
How does a distant sun orbit a geocentric Earth when the Earth is tiny and the sun is gigantic?
Well, it doesn't.
In your
Long
model.
Story short, it doesn't. Yeah. But so he was an ancient Greek, and he didn't know heliocentrism. They didn't know when Newton developed Newton's law of universal gravitation. He didn't know why massive objects attract one another, right? He just said, "This is what happens," and I have this equation, and we use Newton's equations to do all these incredible calculations that predict the motion of objects on Earth and in space. He didn't know what gravity was.
I've seen it before, Megan. But the bloke there, he can't. I know his microphone's gone, Sean Atwood. But the other guy can speak the whole time and doesn't. So I don't really know why he's there if he hasn't figured that out. They should have done a better job. Come on, let's stop sticking up for him, right?
Einstein gave a better explanation. The curvature of space-time are warped around massive objects. We're probably going to get a better model later. Just that we don't know why things happen doesn't mean we can't do science at predictive power. So as it turns out, Eratosthenes and Ptolemy, the Ptolemaic model, was wrong. Heliocentric model is correct. It doesn't matter that they didn't know that part, or that they didn't know why something happens. Do you not understand how science works?
Change your mind quick, Megan. Cheers.
So if he was wrong and were heliocentric, do you think his experiment proved your globe?
Your globe.
You unbelievable clown.
Well, yeah, it did. All of those experiments proved the globe. It just didn't have anything to do with heliocentrism. It proved the Earth is a sphere.
Absolutely not, because with a local sun in like the flat Earth is, we have no shadow here, and we have a shadow here, and then you could do your math and figure out what
your math. We don't believe in math. It's maths with an S, by the way. It is here anyway. Before anyone pushes back on that, I don't care. But he makes it out it's someone else's. It's not mine. I don't believe in that, because he knows that any kind of maths or anything else you want to call it debunks everything he claims. So he's just going to pretend that none of it's real.
What the sphericity of this flat plane is, right?
Okay. So for that to work, how close is the sun?
How close is the sun?
How close is the sun?
Yeah,
really close, like right above the clouds, which we'd be able to see if you went up in a plane or a balloon, and it'd be like right there. Huh?
Hey, there's tons of videos explaining how the sun is an apparent object, and we all see it in a different position.
Oh, there's videos that say dumb things.
There's true. that show science, show experiments, and when you try to triangulate the sun, there's a problem. You can't do it. You can't triangulate the sun. So how far the sun is? Some flat earthers say it's 3,000 miles away. I don't like that answer. The math works. We can scale it and make it 6,000 miles away.
You've never done any math in your entire life. You just say the math works and expect people to...
Just stop being a condescending prick, all right? Try.
Why don't you stop condescending to the entire human...
Dave starts spiraling here because he knows that he ain't looking good. He knows... by the way, Dave, no matter how bad he looks or good he looks, usually puts every single video he ever does on his channel somewhere, one of his channels, or his app. He's never put this one out, yet pretends he won the debate. Must be really believe himself when he says that, mustn't he? Considering he's never put it out, and it would be by far the biggest audience figures on his page if he put it out.
Human race, and pretending that every scientist ever is a liar and satanic deceiver. That's much more offensive than me calling you stupid, which you are.
Dave, what is the sun?
What is the sun? It's a star.
It's a star. It's a burning.
It's a star.
It's a nuclear furnace that's working perfectly, and it's bending space-time where it could hold on to all of the planets that go all the way out to Pluto. Is that your belief?
Well, Pluto's now a trans-Neptunian object.
So we'll go Neptune.
Yes.
Yes. Right. And then the sun's gravity ignores all of the moons because the moons are attracted to their planets, and it negates the sun. That's what you believe.
What do you mean negates the sun?
Yeah, negates the sun.
Moons. So what you're saying is that like one of Jupiter's moons should go flying towards the sun? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm asking you if you believe that the sun's gravity has no effect on moons.
Yeah, it had. You can calculate. You can see. This is what.
But you enjoy the taste of my salty nuts as I teabag you.
Real scientists and people who understand science can do calculations. So instead of you going, I don't believe it, what you could do is you could take Newton's law of universal gravitation and take a moon, whatever moon, if you want to talk about our moon or one of Mars's or one of Jupiter's or whatever, and you could calculate a number that is the gravitational attraction.
Dave looks absolutely lost.
Between the sun and whatever moon you're talking about. And then
at this moment, well, I'll say at this moment, I think about how long are we into it? About 18 minutes ago, he started to think, I wish I hadn't done this, you know. Yeah, I think he probably is regretting it. At this moment, he's thinking, I can't really get out of it now because it look like a bitch. You already do.
And you could do the same thing for the moon and its parent planet that it is orbiting. Which number do you think is going to be bigger, buddy? Which
And
one
so-
do you think's
and
going to
so-
be bigger?
And so
The
when we have-
planet, the one that it is orbiting
when
around.
we have a planetary alignment where all the planets are lining up, all of that gravity.
Hang on. You know what?
doesn't- I'm
Sorry.
asking you a question.
I would
I'm
like
asking
you to
a question.
actually just address what I just said, because this is what happens is I say something, or a flat earth debunker like myself says something that just annihilates the idiotic thing you just said, and then you just gish gallop to another point. I would like you to admit that what you just said is stupid based on what I just said.
Repeat what you said.
I just explained
knows
to
exactly
you why
what
what
he
you
said.
said about the sun and the moon is stupid, and you jumped to another talking point.
So you say that the gravity of the planet is holding on to these moons, and it's so much stronger. Let me finish.
Nah, you're talking bollocks. I will let you finish.
There's no bias.
Has anyone on here, like a lot of you people in the chat here spend a lot of time on other channels in the chat watching lives and etc. Have you ever heard of someone called Sunshine KD 6TD? Because they have just responded to something, Where's Witsit video that I posted a couple of weeks ago, and they've said there is a model similar to what Stranger Things described it as, a toroid donut with a black hole wormhole abyss at the center. Ken Wheeler did a video recently describing the ether and magnetic lines of force. Is that going to be the next flat Earth model? Sunshine, if you're in the chat, if you're in here, because you would have seen my name flashing up there like I'm live now, just read your comment out. Please come and explain this model so we can all point and laugh at you. Why not?
I'm reiterating what you say to show you how stupid it is. It's holding on to the planets, but the sun's gravity, it can hold on to the planets, hold on to distant planets, but can't affect those moons at all.
Can't affect, like I just said, you can do a calculation.
Hello,
Did you want to do the calculation? Do you want to do it together? Do you want to learn something today? It's called
David,
Newton's law of universal gravitation. Do you know what is in the denominator? R squared. It drops off, gravity drops off by the square of the distance. So as things get very, very far away, their gravitational influence is dramatically less, exponentially so. So when you have a moon that is right near a planet, the gravitational effect is the far away sun. Isn't that neat? Isn't that a neat thing that we can do with math and numbers that are real things that scientists do, instead of just going, it doesn't make sense, so that's dumb.
That's exactly what they do. Well, I don't understand it, so it can't be true. There's so much I don't know. I say this to flat earthers quite often. There's not much of a difference. And I don't give a fuck about saying this, right? I'll never ever pretend to be science-minded. There's not that much of a difference between a flat earther and me, right? But there is one major difference. I do realize how stupid I am.
You done?
I'm done.
What do you got? Do you want to address this thing, or do you want to jump right to another thing?
I want to jump to something else, because you say that the sun's gravity that can hold on to Neptune and Pluto can't affect the moon, which is way closer to it, and that the Earth's gravity overwhelms that. That's stupid. That's me saying it.
Why?
You're the
all you're saying is that's stupid. All you're saying is that's stupid.
And all
Why?
you're saying is that it works because I could do math, but it doesn't. It doesn't work.
What do you mean it doesn't?
Dave, model it. You know about the 3-body problem? I'm sure you know about that.
Well,
But you enjoy the taste of my salty nuts as I teabag you.
the 3-body problem, so we can't do
Dave,
calculations.
Stop being such a condescending prick. We already know. Just talk normal. Have a discussion.
Sorry, hang on one second. This is serious. This private chat keeps covering the screen. Can this stop? Why?
That was so funny. The way Dave, that was brilliant there. That was so good. The way Dave finally lost it. So you just fucking have a conversation. You're a condescending prick expecting rage bait. And Professor Dave just went, can we just hang on a minute and get this fucking chat off the screen? This is annoying me more than this irrelevant person I'm absolutely fucking destroying here that I don't even need to think about.
Why is this doing this? The private chat.
Yeah.
Like,
it shouldn't cover the chat, should it? Just trying to make sure everything's all right.
Covering the whole screen. All right. Anyway,
hang on. Yes, we're sorting it out. There seems to be a problem with Sean's. I can't hear you, Sean.
How did Sean, firstly, how did it take them 20 odd minutes to realise that Sean can't be heard? I would know instantly if no one could hear me, because I interrupt people all the fucking time when they're trying to talk on my channel. But I don't know why this Andrew hasn't said any. Why is he there? If he wasn't going to moderate as well, like why is he even there? I don't understand.
Oh,
yeah, that
Jim Bob is still on the screen. That I think that Jim Bob's super chat on this channel, and I think I'm right when I say this. All right, no one's ever thought about this before. I can guarantee it because it's a stupid random thought that only pricks like me have. I think that Jim Bob's super chat is the most read super chat in the history of YouTube, because this video has had millions of views and that super chat has been sitting there for about 6 years on the video. So even if everybody would have read what it says at some point, right? That is the longest super chat to sit on a live video and the most viewed super chat, the most read super chat in history, I think.
That's what's going on. I've been watching Sean every now and then, just chatting away, and we've not been hearing him. There's tons of important snippets of information lost forever to the ethers of the internet.
But why didn't Sean realise that every time he spoke, everyone just fucking ignored him? Hackerman, for some reason, this is counting this as the first one in the getting Roger back on the list super chat goal, but it is number 2. There's no difference between a flat earther and a plank of wood. Plank of wood's more tolerable, I think. I think so. I don't really know. I only know one flat earther that I can tolerate at all. Some Welsh bloke called Adam that I've debated before. He's a nice bloke, but everyone else I've ever spoken to that's a flat earther, even if I've got on with them for a brief period of time, always turned out to be a completely condescending wanker.
How are you guys doing? There's a lot of back and forth, isn't it? It's a very, dare I say it, American debate, isn't it? It's insults and stuff.
Well, here's the thing.
Why is that
I would
American?
like to get off of the lights in the sky
Of
because
course
I'd
you
rather
do.
talk about the shape of the earth.
because they destroy the flat Earth.
Well, you say that.
Yeah, it's true. I've got super chats to do here. Shut the fuck up, Dave. I don't know why they say American style debate. Everyone's being like, I'm quite abusive to people, and I'm not American. I'm wearing an American hat today. Right. So this is Kango. Hang on a minute. Yeah, this is Kango. Cheers, Kango. New Zealand. $5. Planks of wood are less cunty. You're very, very true. Some of them are big cunts, though. Let's be honest. Jack Fetter. Hello, Jack. $4.99. Actually, a plank of wood can be used to make stuff. I'd say it's more useful than a fluff. I think that we're in agreement. If someone said to you can live with a flat earth or a plank of wood, what would you rather live with? I think universally, most normal people would say a plank of wood. I just cannot listen. I could not listen to the paranoia 24/7 of every single thing that come on the TV. Sorry. American. Every single thing that came on the TV is they're programming us. Look, there's the number that I said it would be. Look at this bollocks and all that shit. I just can't be doing that. Living with a flat earther. It's just, there are some things we should be aware of, and there are some things that you just need to get a fucking grip and not run your cock, twatzoid, you fucking perv.
But the lights in the sky have nothing to do with the flat Earth. or
Okay,
the globe.
so this
They
was
don't-
my first talking point. Were we going to do the talking points that we prepared? Because my first talking point is about this, and it is an absolute annihilation of flat Earth. That's why you don't want to talk about it. That's why you say, why do we look at
What's
the
going
things
on
in the
there?
sky to figure out the shape of the Earth? Because that's how we figured it out 2,000 years ago, by looking at the stars. Can I show my slide that,
Yeah, go
that
for
shows
it.
this?
Go for
Okay,
it.
here we go. Observation of the stars. Next one. Can you? You're controlling it, right? Do I just tell you when to go? Okay, so if you're in the northern hemisphere looking at the North Pole, then hang on, all this stuff is covering. I can't even see the text. I think I remember what it says. Anyway, if you're looking at the North Pole in the northern hemisphere, the stars rotate counterclockwise. Go to the next one.
Counterclockwise or anti-clockwise. What do we say, right? I'll say anti-clockwise. But apparently it's counterclockwise.
If you were in the southern hemisphere
What counter was something you bend someone over. Oh, sorry.
looking at the South Pole, the stars rotate clockwise. Next one. How does this make sense on a flat Earth? Sorry, this is a screenshot from one of my videos. So in the video, they're rotating in different directions. Why would two people on a flat pizza land look at the sky and see a sky that is rotating in different ways? Next one. And furthermore, why can't we all see the same stars? There are stars that you can only see in the northern towards the northern hemisphere, and stars you can only see in the southern hemisphere. Next one. On a globe, this makes perfect.
He's got like he's telling them like that's what someone would have to do on this channel as well. Like people can't share their screen if they come on it unless I initiate some kind of workaround with what's it called, Zoom, which I hate doing. But people would have to send me their links and I'd have to click through it. So I didn't really ever understand at the time why is Dave not just doing this himself. But now I do understand because they're on OBS or something and they're in control, even though they can't even talk. So I don't really know why they're in control.
Makes sense. If you're in the northern hemisphere looking at the North Pole, east is to your right. If you are in the southern hemisphere looking at the South Pole, east is to your left. Next one. And the reason we can't see certain stars is because you can't see through the Earth. Next one. That's why in the northern hemisphere we can't see the Southern Cross. That's why in the southern hemisphere we can't see Polaris. Next one. Almost done. Quick one here. So it actually gets a lot worse than that in the southern hemisphere because you've taken a globe and you've unwrapped it. The southern hemisphere makes absolutely no sense. People in the southern hemisphere who are all looking at the Southern Cross are somehow supposed to be, we're believing that they're all looking in completely different directions and seeing the same object often at the same time. Next one. Go to the next slide.
No more necessary, I don't think, but do it anyway. Dave pretends to have not seen any of this in a minute.
It might be that because Ash is doing this. Oh, has he done it?
Who the fuck's Ash? Another irrelevant mod that doesn't do anything. Fuck off, Ash. Oh no, I've never met Ash. I've never seen Ash before. But this is what I want to say to Ash. Ash, you just made the list.
Is it worse?
Yeah, that's it. I think this is the last one. So again, on a globe, south actually means something. People who are looking south are all looking at the South Pole. They're all looking in the same direction. So that's why they all see the same thing, such as an object like the Southern Cross.
All right, can you go back
I think
to
that's
the
the last one.
Let me go through the slides.
Check if it's the next one.
Yeah.
Check if it's the last one.
And if you can go back to the first one, that would be great. So
yeah, Dave's not going to be able to. Well, I know he doesn't. He can't. He's pretending he can't wait to debunk this.
So in your world, we have people standing upside down, and you're assuming.
Oh my god! Does he still say that? Does he still say that is upside down? Does he still say that?
Hemispheres on a sphere.
What do you mean upside down? What do you mean?
No, Ash ain't the bald dude. That's Sean. Ash is must be someone else.
Upside down. What does that mean?
Compare their feet are antipodal to my feet. People in the South.
Okay, so yours are upside down compared to them. What's the difference? What's down on a globe?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying people are upside down to each other halfway across the world.
So
if we can go back to the original slide, so I can remember all the points he made, so I can address them, that would be fantastic.
I think the issue is that
the list does require a container.
Ash, the producer, is having some issues with his internet and isn't able to do it. Sorry about this, guys. We're usually quite good with the tech and everything.
So
clearly not.
Yeah,
I'll try to.
I can tell you the points again.
I'd rather just see the points rather than hear you say them again.
Okay.
No, you can fuck off.
I don't know. He can't change it back.
I don't think so. He's in the Philippines or something mad like that. So he's having some difficulties with it. And I think Sean is as well. Good thing I'm here, saving the day.
Okay, look.
But yeah, what
You've got no power over anything though. At least they took Jim Bob's super chat off of the screen finally.
It was that in the northern hemisphere, the celestial sphere rotates counterclockwise. In the southern hemisphere, rotates clockwise,
let me respond.
and we can't see certain stars.
You don't have to do the whole presentation. You can just remind me.
That was it. Go ahead.
So no matter where you are in the world, all of the stars, all the lights in the sky from things that we call planets, wandering stars.
There you go. Just make the irrelevant mod the main the main feature here. Why not?
Sun and moon, they all rise in the east, set in the west. If I'm standing on a flat Earth looking out to the south, the stars are coming from my left. If I'm standing in the north, looking at the north, the stars are coming from my right. That explains the opposite direction.
No, you just explained the globe model. You didn't explain anything.
You don't understand.
On the flat Earth, how do people...
Exactly. Hang on a minute. JD. There's a lot of JDs knocking about. $4.99. How about a quiz on flat Earth and Whitey trivia? What's Whitey trivia? You want me to do a flat Earth quiz on that? I think everyone in the room would get 100% if I was taking the piss out of flat Earth doing a flat Earth quiz. And I've just seen from Megan there. All the other super chats can fuck off. Yeah, you're right. The Jim Bob got a super chat there. None of the other super chats have even been on the screen. Like, I feel when I get a super chat, I feel immediately I need to get this on the screen as quickly as possible, because you don't know if people are going to hang around or come back. Like, I don't like leaving them till the end. I don't think it's fair if people are going to support the channel or want them to see the super chat and read it out. These people, they must have been getting endless super chats, and they've put one up so far and didn't even read it out. What the fuck's going on? Anyway, let's continue.
We'll see the sky rotating in different directions.
Because
explain
you're
that.
facing in different directions, David.
What do you mean facing in different directions?
I will explain. If I'm
wait, hang on. Speaking of facing in different directions, Flat Earth Dave, because we've changed the angles a bit, you're a bit off the screen. There, that's it. You look
I
good
got
now.
it. It would be better if you can make me widescreen so I can show what I'm showing. But
okay, well, there you go. And I'll just say, Sean's just saying that his thing is freezing, so I guess he'll be back when he can. But for now, you keep going.
So on a flat Earth, if you have a flat Earth, north is to the center, south is every direction away from the center. So if the stars are going this way from my right shoulder to left shoulder, I'm looking at the North Star, they're going one way. When I turn around and I look at the south away from the center, they're coming from my left shoulder to my right shoulder. They just change directions. Okay.
Jesus Christ. He can't, like, he says it with confidence, like that fools people, but that isn't the question, is it? When he was saying this, because this was not the first thing, but this was the nail in the coffin for me as far as this argument, because I was actually, when I first got presented with Flat Earth, I was like, why do they all believe this? And then I listened to their talking points. I think, I don't really know the answer to that. And then once I started looking at the sky, I thought, these people are fucking idiots. And then once you look at the 2 points of rotation, you think these people must know they're fucking idiots. And here's Dave pushing this shit and pretending that he doesn't think that there's 2 points of rotation in the sky.
There's no argument there. There's nothing to argue.
Okay, now do clockwise and counterclockwise.
Well,
because that's
matter.
really what we're talking about. What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Again,
you're
David,
talking about a direction. I'm talking about clockwise versus counterclockwise when you're looking at the poles.
Dave, the optics of the sky. Yeah. Huh? Well, you say the poles. So getting back to your point where you have somebody.
No, the point is, you're trying to change his point. The point was the 2 points of rotation that I've asked this question to every single flat earther. Why has somebody just deleted the super chat there? What is going on? Macca, sorry about that. I can still get it up on the screen from here though, I think. There you go. Professor Dave explains it so a child could understand it, but Dave is a moronic, grifting imbecile. Yeah, exactly. He does. And I can tell you why I know that Professor Dave explains it the way a child could understand it, because I understood it when he explained it. That's why. Cheers, Macca.
In Santiago, somebody in Johannesburg, and somebody in Australia, when they see the Southern Cross, well, they don't see it at the same time. They see it 12 hours apart from Santiago.
They don't see it at the same time? So people looking south can't see the night sky at the same time?
David, if you understand what the flat Earth model is, if somebody's in Santiago...
You don't have a model.
Listen.
Yeah?
Stop being a dick. Okay?
You stop being a dick. Your entire existence is being a dick to all of science. So stop telling me to stop being a dick.
Keep going. So somebody's in Santiago and it's midnight. Yeah. They're looking at the Southern Cross. Well, somebody in Australia that's looking south, they're looking at the noon sun. You tell me how they
noon
can see
sun? How many time zones apart are they? Are they 12 time zones apart?
Well, at noon, close to noon, right?
Okay, no, first of all, not close to noon, but it doesn't matter. How about you go 4 hours apart? Why don't you go 4 time zones apart? They should still be looking in completely different directions. 12 midnight, 4 a.m., night sky, both looking south, both can see the Southern Cross. On your pizza world should be looking in completely different directions. Explain that.
Dave, when the only time that can happen is in Johannesburg and Santiago, and if you add magnetic declination in there, they're both looking in the same direction.
Magnetic declination?
Yeah.
So look, if you're a member of my channel, you would have, I don't know if you would have seen it, but I put a members only thing out the other day, a debate I was having with this bloke called Ian back in the day, and Ian was trying to pretend that every globe argument requires mental gymnastics. He genuinely said that. Listen to Twat Earth Dave there with, you can only do this and this, and then if you throw magnetic declination in there, anything could happen. Yeah, because that ain't mental gymnastics even a little bit, is it?
So you think just saying the word magnet is going to be an argument here that's going to work for you?
Look up the magnetic declinations of those areas. You don't know what direction you're facing, right? There's certain areas of Antarctica that the magnetic declination is 170 degrees. So when your compass says north is that way, it's 170 degrees the other way, according to NOAA or whoever's in charge of that.
Whoever's in charge of that. Has everyone noticed that Flat Earth Dave hasn't destroyed Professor Dave instantly? Yeah, but like he promised that he would. I'll destroy you instantly. Arnold, real Arnold. Hello, Arnold. $5. Your entire existence is being a dick to all of science. The perfect explanation of all fluffs. Yep. And the thing about like flat earthers as well, most of them, is that their entire existence is being a flat earther. Like that's literally all they care. You should see that if you're on TikTok, you will see these people literally on there 24/7 having the same conversations over and over again. Bruce Wayne, what was with the was it an accident deleting that super chat there from Macca? Just checking.
Right.
Look, you can dress it up however you want. We're talking about looking this way and looking that way, and they see the same thing. And you're fixating on Santiago and Johannesburg because you think that they're far enough apart that they're not going to both be nighttime. I'm telling you, you can go any distance apart. Just go from Perth to Sydney, right? That's far enough apart that if you're both looking directly south, you're looking in different directions, and you can see the same thing. You cannot explain that. That's why you're trying to throw out jargon to confuse people.
I'm not trying to throw out jargon to confuse people, David.
That's exactly what you're doing.
When you're looking towards the same area. You're looking towards the same area. And
but on your pizza world, south is a different direction for every longitude line. Do you not understand that? On your pizza land, right, you have all these longitude lines. Directly south is towards your magic ice wall. Everybody looking south is looking in a different direction.
Magic ice wall.
Yeah. So stop trying to skip to something else, right? Are you denying that longitude lines, everybody on your pizza world is all looking in a completely different direction
they're all looking in a different direction. He's trying to dodge it pretty desperately here. Frederick, like Frederick Lundberg. I have a hard time deciding if Flat Earth Dave is just as stupid or grifted his ass off. You can't be this stupid. He's a little bit stupid, but he's one of the brightest flat earthers because he's honestly conning people and knows that he is. And I won't let anyone tell me different. I think at some point he did believe this, but you can't have this many conversations. You can't watch this many debunks to get the answers, and you can't dodge the way he was dodging the other day when I covered his TikTok taking on the Globers, the way he was selecting people to, can you just have everyone up? Whoever, when I'm on now, I don't consider myself any authority on anything, but I don't care who it is requesting, they are coming up, unless then they're an annoying twat that I know won't, they'll just come up, shout a load of shit and then leave. Then I might delay having them up, but bring them up maybe if I get desperate. But I'll bring everybody up. I don't dodge and duck anybody because I don't think I'm wrong, really. Like Dave obviously does, right? Cheers, Frederick. Just Bruce Wayne. Yeah, you deleted a super chat from Macca for some reason. So I don't really know why. But yeah, sure it was an accident.
And
looks out.
NASA or NOAA, they tell us, what longitude are you talking about? They tell us that the magnetic declination is a different direction. So we're listening.
Do they, or are you just randomly grasping at words to try to make sense of something that is absolutely unexplainable for you?
David, it's not true. And the optics in the sky, again, do not prove the shape of the Earth.
Yeah, they do. Imagine if the flat Earth had the evidence of the sky doing everything that they predict and it didn't, and the globe Earth, none of it worked. Do you think they'd say you can't use that? No, they wouldn't. They'd say, look, this is obvious. And I'd agree with them in that circumstance.
You say that
I just did prove it with that, so I don't know what to tell you.
Let's move on.
So I'm sorry, guys.
On?
Let's move on. Yeah. Jack Fetter, $4.99. Not a hard time. He's 100% a grifter. His app uses globe Earth. That is a very good point to calculate the user's locations. A have-assigned formula. Absolutely. Yep, that's a point. So if he knows how his app's put together, then he knows that the Earth cannot be flat. Simple as that. Can go here. Again, the New Zealander. Dave can't run his script, so he's all triggered. I know. There are people with a locked-in syndrome that make more sense than this twat. I'm kind of missing your Christmassy songs, Kango. Oh my God, how many? So nice. So it's 9, so that's 10 really on the next Super Chat goal. So Roger Ledwell gets to go on the list again because for some reason it didn't count the first one of this, but I'm going to count it. Roger Ledwell!
You just made the list again!
He's on the list again. This is going to be triggering him. Big time. Yeah, Dave cannot possibly believe it. I refuse. Like Jaron tells me, but then I think he's got to protect. He's not going to admit to people that are supporting him and helping him sell his app, is he? He's not going to tell them, I don't really believe this, but if he thinks that they are actually looking for the truth. Anyway.
Do you want to move on
my entire
from
system
this thing?
Crashed.
I want to move on from looking at the lights in the sky to figure out. Yeah, we hear you.
Because I proved the Earth is a sphere by using that. Is that why you want to move on?
No, not at all.
Well,
we hear you. We don't care.
It is.
What talking point?
We hear you, but we don't care.
What talking point are we on right now?
I just finished proving the Earth is a sphere by looking at stars, something that we've been doing for thousands of years.
Yeah, so says you.
So says you. Oh, cheers for the membership too, Frederick.
Yeah, and everybody who's ever lived. So NASA isn't going to really help you with that one. Sorry, buddy. They started in the 1950s.
Notice that there's obviously flat earthers in this chat right now, but none of them will chat during this debate because they know it's absolutely devastating for them.
Oh, all right, so we've got a talking point from Dave, which is,
by the way, 97 now. 97 people. It's been over 100 a couple of times. 97 people watching, only 51 likes. Takes 1 millisecond of your life to hit that thumbs up and is fantastic for the channel. So if you enjoy this stuff, please just click the like there. If you're a flat earther, you're going to go, yeah, now. So let's see.
The Bible has 200 references to the flat Earth. Every major ancient civilization cosmology depicts the Earth as flat.
That's from me or from Dave?
But they can't even get the super chat up on the screen for some reason.
That is
I would
from
never say
you,
that.
I think.
That's not from me. That's not from me.
It's from Ash. It's from Ash.
Yeah.
So the Ash, they're reading out. Ash is the guy that's producing this apparently. And they're reading his super chat out, but ignoring everyone else's. Weird.
I mean, if you're a Bible believer, from page 1 in the Bible, it says God separated the waters from the waters and created the firmament. That's all interesting. But, I don't use the Bible as science because science will show us on a.
Yeah, because remember, Dave wasn't at all religious then. He didn't need to be because that wasn't the only people left that he was trying to sell the app to. But now it is the only people left. And that's his audience. Now he's deeply religious now. Don't know when this was from, 2021, was it? Something like that?
All Earth, Dave, you have to have a physical horizon, right? If my fingernail is a boat, as it goes away, it disappears below a physical horizon, and zooming in will not bring it back.
And it doesn't. Did he really think that this would be a point that lands. There's so many videos that I could pull up right now. I've got them all ready to go. That proves that he's talking utter bollocks.
However, we can see too far. They say the ball is
No, we can't.
24,901 miles around, but we can see things that are way, way, way far.
What? It doesn't have lips.
Further. And with infrared, now we're seeing things 500 to 1,000 miles away. The amount of curvature.
No, you're not.
I know, yeah, we
You're
are.
not.
Go look at Jay Tolan Media's channel.
Jay
Oh,
Tolan
go
Media.
look at some lies that a flat earther said. That is real evidence.
No, it's
sure.
it's Dave. It's well documented. You haven't looked at it. And then when you say the curvature formula is a parabola, I absolutely agree. It is over 1,000 miles. It gets off a little bit, but anything under 1,000 miles, all three formulas come within a very close proximity of each other.
Yeah,
right?
but the problem is you can't do math, so you just do the math wrong.
Well, you just say that, but if you look at all of the curvature formulas under 1,000 miles, it's perfectly accurate. And then you think that we're spinning at 1,000 miles
What's that got to do with it? Quickly get off the topic because he's about to bring refraction into it and you're about to drop dead in your argument.
an hour and we don't feel it, and we're changing, we're changing directions? How is that possible? How about when the Earth it comes around
It doesn't have lips.
comes around towards the sun in the winter, in our northern winter, it's speeding up and taking its sharpest turn, and then we don't feel any of those forces.
It's sharpest turn. Okay, so this one's really hilarious to me. So the sun goes around the Earth, the Earth goes around the sun in how long? How long does it take?
A year.
A year.
Woohoo! Well done. He got the year right. The way he answers it like a little school kid in school as well. Macca, got to go. Thanks for the mod. Is that? Enjoy. Oh, mod. Oh, yeah. Okay. I modded you up. I'm with you now. Enjoy all. Dearth is defiantly. You mean definitely. That's done that thing and it changes it to defiantly. A grifting wanker. 100%. Yep. Cheers. Cheers, Macca. Cheers for jumping in. Cheers for all of your support as usual. Appreciate you. Thanks, mate. Of course I'm going to make you a mod.
Right. So why don't you go ahead and get in a car and do a 360 turn and make it take a year? Are you going to feel that?
Dave, that's not a
Let's
fair...
break it down. 360 degrees, 365 days. That's about a degree a year, right? Why don't you get in a car and drive for 24 hours and over 24 hours veer by 1 degree? Are you going to feel that?
That would be equivalent to this.
That is probably, that bit there is probably the most shared bit that I've ever seen. So many people put that clip up on TikTok and tagged Dave in it and he didn't respond to any of them. Weird, again, I'll say weird that Dave never ever shared this video ever. Not on any of his channels. Hates talking about it, gets triggered if anyone mentions it. Like the other day, did you see when I done that live when someone come up and they said, "What's your globe evidence?" And his like effeminate voice that he's got. And the bloke said, "My best evidence when you got destroyed by Professor Dave." Look at Dave's face there, both Daves. Dave Weiss, the face of terror. Professor Dave, the face of, I could probably get my cock out now. And I'm that excited over this pause that he's just done.
People say, "Oh, I'm just trying to think of the easiest way."
I'm just trying to think of something to say that will make sense.
Stop being a dick. Right? Imagine you want to compare that.
Man.
If you want to compare that to reality, imagine you're in an airplane where you remove the outer shell of the airplane, you double the speed of the airplane, and you nosedive 2 miles a minute.
Okay. How does that represent anything, you fucking knob?
Okay. And that just to follow the curve of the Earth. That's the speed that the Earth is curving. And when something's moving and it's curving, that's acceleration. Okay. So
big words.
Just this acceleration's a big word.
When it is for you because you're not using it properly.
Sounds like cognitive dissonance to me, mate.
So,
acceleration is rate of change in velocity. So you're using it like
when
velocity.
You change
so
off
you don't
of
know
your
what
vector,
acceleration
when
means.
you change off of your vector, that force is equal to acceleration. Okay.
Yeah, but I just told you, right? It takes a year to go around the sun.
So,
how much are you feeling? Do you want to calculate it? Should we calculate it together?
I'm talking about the spin of the Earth. The
Okay.
spin of the Earth. The spin of the Earth. Right? You're dropping.
The spin of the Earth is constant.
2 miles
We do
a
not
minute.
feel.
You're falling, like if you take a point in space and you go for an hour, you're falling at the same rate as a skydiver free falling. Okay? That's ridiculous. right? You are
Yeah,
curving
see-
off of your line of your trajectory.
This
You're
one,
curving.
I think I figured out, and I think this one is genuine confusion on your part. So I don't want to hold this one against you as much as other lies you tell, which are just blatant lies. This one is just you not understanding. You're trying to compare motion within the atmosphere of the Earth. So you're like, oh my gosh, something going through the atmosphere so fast and it's crazy and we feel it, versus motion in frictionless space. Do you not understand that that's not the same thing, right? The atmosphere on Earth is very thick. There's a lot of friction, right? So when you try to move through air, there's friction and you feel it.
He doesn't believe in space, so sort of wasting your time trying to say that to him. By the way, for those of you that are nearly 100 people in now, please hit the thumbs up. Takes milliseconds. Just do it. It's so helpful. But for those of you, the majority of you missed the beginning of the stream. There is a very, 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 you get your hankies ready or whatever you use, bog roll. So wipe your tears away, right? Because there is a very sad song that I started the stream with, and I'll be ending the stream with, about 2025's flat Earth year that they've had. It's a tearjerker.
It doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
If that air is spinning with the Earth, which you have to believe in your model, you would feel.
Doesn't matter.
You would feel that motion. If you're in an airplane,
Why would you feel the motion? Why would you feel the motion?
Because your energy is changing directions, and you would have
your energy is changing directions.
What about eclipses, guys? What about eclipses?
Hold on.
That's my third talking point. I hope we get to it.
Let's finish this point. Your mainstream science says
Your
that
mainstream
because of the spin of the
science.
Earth, because of the centrifugal force.
I've just put another super chat go up. I've hit 2 goals so far. Thanks so much. Fantastic. Roger Ledwell will be absolutely pissed off, Roger, won't you? You wanker. Let's see if we can hit the 3rd one. So Roger can stream about this stream again, showing his annoyance about my super chats that I get.
That the water bulges at the
And they get on the list one more time. Why not?
equator 14
And it's wank juice.
miles high.
And it's New Year. And it's Christmas still. And it's not my birthday soon.
What?
This is what Neil deGrasse Tyson and science tells us about the spin of the Earth. The water.
Yeah, bog roll. Sorry, I didn't realise no one uses this shit, right? Bog roll to wipe your eyes. Bit of toilet tissue. Toilet tissue.
The equator, yes, it does. It bulges 14 miles high. It makes the Earth 29 miles wider at the equator.
No, that's the Earth.
You all wish you could speak like me. Don't give me that bollocks about that you're happier saying R's all over the place than bog roll.
Not the water. What are you talking about? Are you a moron?
During the beginning of COVID, right, in all of the supermarkets here, the bog roll was gone, right? On the bog roll aisle, there was people punching pensioners. There was like some fossil old woman, about 172, flying through the air so a young couple in their 20s can buy 65 million bog rolls.
Dude,
and I think they was buying them all ready for this song that's going to end the stream today, because they're going to cry that much. Wah.
The radius. This is what happened. You're very confused.
So let me ask you a question.
No, stop.
I should put Vladdy Daddy in a grow bag. He's 2'1".
Because you just said a very specific number, and I know why you said that number. The diameter of the Earth is about 27 miles greater at the equator. That's the whole Earth. You're trying to pretend that it's all water, that there's just this big thing of water that's 14 miles. Is that what you're genuinely trying to say? Are you that stupid?
Well, that's what Neil deGrasse Tyson says. But let's
he didn't say that.
I'll go with you. The Earth is bulging. So does that mean that large bodies of water at rest near the equator, if you hung a plumb line over it, that it wouldn't be perpendicular to the surface of the water? It would be off just a little bit because of that bulge? Or does gravity?
What does the bulge of the equator have to do with the water?
Well, because the gravity pulls everything to the center of the Earth in your whole world. And if we have a bulge at the equator, a plumb line, which should be vertical, it should be perpendicular to the water.
Frederick! Mr. Lundberg is on his way out of here, right? So he says, 50 Swedish whatevers. Got to go say bollocks one more time. It's BOLLOCKS, right? For future reference. Stop talking bollocks. That's what I'll say to Frederick. Cheers for the super chats, Frederick. Take care. And if I don't see you, have a good New Year. But I might see you. There's a good chance I'll be on Tuesday.
Would not be perpendicular to the water because the water would be sloping away because we have a bulge.
What do you mean sloping away? Okay, a bulge isn't. First of all, as I just said, this has nothing to do with the water. It's the shape of the Earth itself. So you're just completely wrong anyway. But second of all, what this is the thing with you guys. You think that the curvature of the Earth is supposed to be? You're talking about a plumb line. Do you think that the curvature of the Earth is supposed to be like this or something? Do you have no idea how big the Earth is? Do you not understand that the curvature is not detectable at the surface of the Earth? It's really big. It
is really big. I'm going to type in the chat how Americans would say bog roll, right?
A really big go over the horizon. We can see boats go over the horizon. We can see boats go over the horizon, but we can't see the curve, right? Dave, according to your math, there's certain things that should be behind a curve at certain distances, but we can see too far.
But we can't. You just lie about them. You just said earlier that we can see things 1,000 miles away. Are you out of your mind? Everybody should be able to take a telescope then and see something 1,000 miles away. Why can't they?
Dave, you don't know where it was taking it from. It's infrared cameras. Go look at J-Tolan Media One and watch all of the.
He's the special one. He can do it. Nobody else can do it.
Actually,
Nobody else can get this footage.
So,
but they don't.
Dave, let me ask you a
question. They just don't because they don't feel like it.
Do you believe that the ground is horizontal?
It's almost perfectly horizontal. Yes.
Okay. Our horizontal.
TP, ain't that what Native Americans dance around?
Parallel
or live in, is it?
If you
horizontals parallel, that's a question.
I think what you're trying to ask is if you have parallel planes, right? If you have two flat planes, can they be made parallel? Yes, two flat planes can be made parallel. Well, what are you saying? Because nobody has any clue what you're saying.
If you have a horizontal line.
J-Tolan is the man. We've got to just bow down to his greater knowledge, all of his Nobel Prizes.
On Earth, then there's only one point that would be touching the Earth, and the rest would just rise up into space. But all horizontal lines,
TP. So I said,
line up with the horizontal horizon. Okay, they're all parallel.
Yeah, they, or do they?
They're all parallel.
Just look like that because your eyes suck and they can't distinguish between arc seconds of angle.
All right. Well, let me phrase it
looking like it perfectly overlaps doesn't mean that it perfectly overlaps.
Only got
just because the horizon.
See, the mods have both got their voices now, but they're still not modding. So they probably put Jim Bob's message back on again. Sex. All right, sex. Got you.
It looks flat. Doesn't mean it's perfectly flat.
10 minutes left, guys, to move on to eclipses.
10 minutes left. I didn't even get to do I did one of my things.
Could be 13.
Bit of snot there from Professor Dave. Yeah, 10 minutes left. Only got to do one of my things.
Minutes.
Well, my question is, the top of the World Trade Towers, when they were up, are those floors larger than the lower floors? Because for them to be perpendicular, they would have to get larger, right?
How far apart were they? How far apart were the towers?
I don't know, but I'm asking you about one tower.
Okay, but it doesn't matter. Look, it doesn't matter. We're talking about the distance between the towers or the width of a tower. Do you know how much curvature there is over such a small distance? It is so small that it is 100% negligible. What are you not understing about that? The Earth is
thinks he lives on a soccer ball.
Really big.
So do you believe that horizontal lines are parallel?
If you make them parallel, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about horizontal lines on Earth. When you're, surveying the land and you have a horizontal line, another one, another one, another one, are they parallel?
If you make them parallel, they're not lines, right? They're not actual lines. Do you know that?
But apparently, who's that other dickhead that covered this video when it was just done? What the fuck? And he said that Professor Dave lost and Dave Weiss won this debate. Who is the bloke that pretends he's not a flat earther? You must know in the chat these people.
lines are just approximations, right? We can draw lines, we can graph lines and do math in perfect Euclidean geometry. The Earth has a spherical surface. So yeah, we can go, that's a line and that's a line. And if we're just looking at less than a mile, yeah, it looks really straight, but it's not because the Earth is a sphere. So you're not comprehending scale. That's the problem.
Has anybody measured curvature in large body of water at rest? You know, large body of water.
It's never at rest.
Needs a container.
Like spectroscopy.
To hold it in place. And has any...
No, not Bev, not Leo. Who's Leo? No, it's not. I don't think it's a flat earther. I think it's someone that talks about flat earth, that does other stuff. Mind shock. That's it, Max. Cheers.
Anyone measured any curvature on resting water?
And spin. Spin was there first.
And don't tell me your drop and your wave, which is in your stupid video that got 10 million views.
Drop and wave? I don't even know what you're talking about.
We talked about water curve.
Unfornicated. Who's the humble is a delayed, and no one knows for how long. $5. They gave a 10-minute warning because Professor Dave is beating the dead horse that is dearth. Dearth is basically glue in a container at this point. They must have, it was embarrassing. I didn't realize how embarrassing it would be, because when people present their own video with no pushback, it's easy to look like you would destroy anybody. But I thought in a conversation, maybe Weiss would have heard these points before and would be, because he told me, as you all saw at the beginning of the stream, he told me that they would be destroyed immediately. And so I thought it might be a little bit closer, but it was quite absolutely humiliating. But not to a flat earther, they all think he won. That's intellectually honest they are.
So you showed a drop of
water.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I know what you're talking about.
That is just a complete straw man.
Well,
nonsense.
it's not, but actually, this is what's funniest to me is that you're flatter. You debunk yourself with this level water thing, because the funny thing is that so tides exist, right? Yeah. And so on your little pizza world, tides are these little mounds of water that kind of travel around. I don't really know how else you're going to explain this, but right, tides exist, right?
Yeah, they do, but they don't correlate to the sun and the moon. There's
stop. No sun and the moon. No sun and moon. There are the water levels go up and down, right? And in different places, not everywhere at the same time, right? Yeah, so on your little pizza world, you've got a little you've got a little mound of water that's just kind of traveling around. So I'm sorry, but water isn't level on your pizza world either.
Dave, what causes your high tides?
Yeah, just ignore what you just said. Why not?
The moon?
What causes tides? The moon and, well, there's solar tides and there's lunar tides.
Right. And so when there's a new moon, which means the sun and the moon are on the same side of the earth, the tide should be bigger, but there's no...
Yeah, Arnold, you mean water. Water mountains. Water mountains. Look at that mountain over there with the water.
Not. There's bigger tides when they're opposing.
It is.
No, they're not.
No, it is.
You're absolutely wrong.
No, I'm not. And you can Google it right now. What are you talking about? When the solar and lunar tides align, that's the highest tide.
Right, guys.
You're just saying it's not because you're just lying.
I'm being pushed by Ash to move on to day /
Fuck off, Ash. You can't even click through the fucking points, and you're giving it the fucking big one on the other side. I want to hurry him up. Fuck off, Ash. Did I put Ash on the list already? I think I did. So Ash is going to get on the list again. Why not? He's already been on there once.
You just made the list again!
Ash.
Night regions of illumination.
Okay.
Right. What does that mean?
Oh, well, that's my second thing. I can try. I'll do it super fast. I'll do it as fast as possible.
Go on.
Arnold, don't pretend you don't walk around in your real life talking like this now. Water. You going to the show? You got any water, mate? Excuse me, mate. You got any water?
Do you need him to put the thing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, he might not
put the thing up.
You know, show him what you're thinking.
The system has crashed. That's why.
Bottle of water. A bottle of water. Bottle. No, you said bottle. There's an L in there. Bottle of water. Bottle of water.
I got kicked off.
I mean, I can try to. I mean, you kind of need the visual, but I mean, I'll wing it if you guys want.
Please wing
it. We're not going to get the slides.
So.
Okay, so
sorry about that.
So this is the funny thing about your pizza world is that in the northern hemisphere things are kind of okay, not really, but in the southern hemisphere it all goes to crap. And so to try to explain night and day and seasons, which you absolutely cannot do, you try to make the sun go way out towards the bottom, and you think that works because it makes it the longer nights, right, up in the north. But the problem is in the southern hemisphere everything is terrible because you've got the sun way out towards the edge. And therefore, it shouldn't be able to illuminate very much of the Earth. But in the southern hemisphere, in like December and January, you've got regions like towards the southern ends of those continents that are almost day almost all day. So you've got 19, 20 hours.
A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S U V W X Y. And guess what the last letter is? Z, not Z.
Of daylight. So you've got this sun that's traveling around way out towards the edge, because this is how you like to do it. And it is somehow illuminating almost all of the outer regions of your pizza world. And yet it is somehow not illuminating the center because areas towards the North Pole have 24 hours of night at that time. So unfortunately, you can't do the like Antarctica isn't real. So the South Pole, that's not a thing. These are places where people live.
Antarctica is not real. We don't say that at all. You say
no.
that.
You say the South Pole isn't real.
We don't.
Even though there's people who go there and work there, and
people work at the South Pole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prove it. Okay. So
you could have proved it, Dave, by accepting the free trip that you totally pretended that you wanted to accept and then totally didn't because you don't talk to demons.
You can get a job there. Did you know that? Civilians can get jobs.
So the way it works,
you should apply for one. I think that'd be.
CMS. I'm looking at going to Finland in February. Is Helsinki worth visiting, or should I go north into the snow?
Be a cool video for you to
Dave,
do.
on your upside down world, on your ball world, in the north, Norway and northern Alaska, we have the 24-hour sun in June. Okay, and we see the sun, and it's been filmed by millions of people, and you can watch the sun circle around. Makes perfect sense on a ball. Makes perfect sense on flat Earth. We're on the same page there. But 12 months,
yeah,
6 months later, 6 months later at equal southern latitudes, you should see the same. But there's no video of the. No, you don't. There's no video of the 24-hour sun. There's 3 or 4 fake videos, clearly fake, taken apart.
They're clearly fake. What? But I was about to say, what does he say now? But I know what he says now. He says that the 24-hour sun in Antarctica that they filmed, that he could have gone to verify himself, obviously, because he wouldn't have been fooled by lasers, because he's way smarter than the people that went, but he didn't go. So we'll never know if he's way smarter to ever figure that out. Now he just ignores the fact that it happened. Yeah, I do want to go north. I do. We never get snow here anymore. So I'm looking at it and I think it's quite a lot of money. But it might be worth it because I've never been to Finland. I went to Iceland last February and I loved it, but it wasn't snowy.
All right, I'm talking. Right, I didn't interrupt you. And there's no 24-hour sun. The sun Antarctic's away from you. It comes towards you and it goes away. Okay. Unlike the Arctic where it's circling around. I'm still talking. Okay. And there's no 24 hours of daylight. But there's
no 24 hours of daylight. Well, he wasn't even going with the coffee cup caustic at this point on this, whenever this video was, a couple of years before TFA, wasn't it?
If you add a dome in there, and again, we're looking at the lights in the sky, which is something that doesn't prove either. When you bring the sun closer to the dome.
Bruce Wayne, you've asked me that before. If I were given a chance to go to Antarctica with all expenses paid, would you do it? Probably not. Just because there's nothing to do there. Like, I'd enjoy it for probably a couple of hours and then just think this is shit. Like, I'd like to go somewhere snowy to see some real snowy, wintry weather because I just don't get it here anymore. But I'd still like to be able to get into a bar or something, have a few beers in the evening and do some activities and shit. I just want to stand there and look at the snow.
It wraps around, and we could show you this, get a dome, get a glass, move the light, and you'll see that the light wraps around, and that's exactly what we see in Antarctica.
Coffee cup caustic. That's not exactly what we say, as you've seen since. It's the sun in the sky the whole time.
Antarctica.
Okay, so I know that you can do your fun little middle school science project where you have a little, serving tray thing and you make a flashlight do funny things, but you cannot make it actually. So this is why you have your dumb little app, your little thing in your sun and stuff. It doesn't actually show the regions of actual daylight and nighttime. It just shows like a little cartoon. You don't actually see. It doesn't actually do these patterns. So when you're called out on this, instead of going, "Oh, my app shows the actual patterns and this crazy arc that would make sense." So first of all, I'm sorry. Even though there are videos at the South Pole, I'm sorry that Antarctica is not where a bunch of people live. So we don't have all.
What are they doing with these? Why is the bloke that's spoken the least now the focus again?
All of these videos like we do way up it towards the North Pole, but again, as I said, the way southern region of Argentina, like I did in my video, Ushuaia or whatever it's called.
Which cartoon do you like the best showing Antarctica?
God, here we go. Dave, you could have gone and verified this yourself. 94 eyes in here, only 63 likes. Come on, hit that thumb. Hit the thumbs up with the F.
What do you mean, which cartoon?
Which cartoon? There's no pictures of Antarctica from space.
Okay, well, there are, so that's really dumb. But
No,
let me
there's
continue demolishing. Okay, stop. I'm going to continue demolishing the idiotic thing you just said earlier. So you can do your little thing. Flat Earthers love to do their little middle school science projects. So, okay, you've got the thing and blah, blah, blah. So why can't your Flat Earth app do it? Why can't you actually show the regions of day and night?
Dude, what is Atwood's face? It looks like some sort of... I don't know, has he blinked yet? I don't know. I'm surprised there's not conspiracy theories out there about Sean Atwood's face during this whole thing. It's like he hasn't moved.
Why can't you look at that and go, yeah, look at that. I see the light illuminating this part of the flat Earth, right? And I can see that we have 20 hours of sunlight in southern Argentina, and I can see that. You just have a little cartoon doing nonsense, and then all of your idiot people who buy the thing, they're not like, "Oh, that looks cool," and they don't actually look at what it does at all, right? Why can't you?
Because they're flat earthers. They don't need to check anything. They just believe everything they're told because they're gullible, indoctrinated sheep.
Can't you have it show that, right?
It shows pretty accurately the amount of day and night, but I can't show it. Well, I can't show it because if on the latitude line that you're on, it's different where you are, so I have to kind of blend them together.
I just can't show you, and I'm going to give you some bullshit reason why. Mike Gurney, £5. Why don't we have a 24-hour live stream of Potato Dave in Antarctica? I don't know, because he didn't fucking go. Because he never had the bollocks to go to Antarctica. Because he didn't want to mess with demons, obviously. It would have been fun to have seen Dave. He would never have gone on the camera like Jaren did and like Whitsit did. Even credit to Whitsit for doing that, to say that I was wrong, that's there. Dave would never. He would never. If he was shamed into going, he would never have said that's the real son. Just his job's over if he does that. He needs to go get work. He's never going to do it. Never. Where are we? So yes, 7 for the third super chat goal. 7 away from pissing Ledwell off. It's up to you.
It's just a tool to show
the amount of day and night depends. The amount of day and night that objectively happens in a place depends on your latitude.
Absolutely, 100% on your ball too. When I'm in the north,
I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand what I just said.
No, you don't understand what I just said.
No, he does. You're saying that the sun's relative to everybody. So like you're basically saying everyone's got their own personal sun.
No, I definitely know that you're not saying anything. I'm saying that in that town in Argentina,
Sean still hasn't moved. What's going on? Someone frozen Sean.
There is an objective time where the sun rises and
just saw him blink. Take it all back, Sean.
Sets. Yes, and where you are doesn't change that.
Sean,
you just unmade the list.
There's no place that you have 17 hours of sun. You have daylight. Daylight is the illumination of the sky. It's not the sun.
From the sun.
No.
CMS, I'm probably blocked there.
Oh, the sun is...
You're saying that daylight is not from the sun?
Absolutely.
It would be funny, though.
So if the sun
where is it from?
If the sun rises...
What's making the sunlight then?
No. The sun is is lighting up the sky. It's like a photographer. You have your main light, and then you have your backlight. The sky is the daylight. When the sun is on the east side of your house, right on the horizon, go to the back side of your house. You can read the newspaper. Well, where's that? That sunlight's not. What's it going through your house? It's lighting up the sky.
It's scattered by atmospheric particles.
That's what
you say. It's still sunlight.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you say to say a thing that
Dave,
explains why what I just said is stupid, and I have no way to combat it.
How come nobody has filmed the 24-hour sun in Antarctica?
They have. You just say it's a lie. They have, and you just go, oh, that's fake.
No, we don't. We don't just go, oh, that's fake.
But guess what? That's why in my video, I don't talk about Antarctica because you just say it's fake. That's why I picked southern Argentina, because people live there and they have 19 hours of daylight and you can't explain it because it's this huge.
You didn't.
You just said there's a glass thing in the flashlight. You're just doing a middle school science project. You're not actually explaining anything. You're just going, oh, I did a thing in my living room, so all of science is wrong. That's what you're doing.
You don't.
The globe. I wish I had this slide because the globe.
Dave, the optics of the sky are no way to prove the shape of the Earth.
They totally are. They totally do, and that is why you fucking hate them.
They are.
Yeah, well,
and I just did it twice.
Yeah, well,
and you have no way to combat anything I just said, so that's why you say that thing over.
Can I just interrupt here? Flat Earth Dave, what would it take? Because I think
fucking hell, some moderating going on there. It took 50 minutes. Sean's still frozen in time. What's going on with Sean there?
Dave is saying that people live in Ushuaia and that they have this, and you could just go and ask the people though. You could.
Sean actually had Andrew actually had Dave on a few months after this as well. Dave needed to get his to feel like a man again.
What would it take to convince you, and how important?
His lips are moving. Did someone just say? I can't let that slide without playing this clip.
It doesn't have lips.
Why is it important to you to hold this belief? What does it mean to you?
It's not important to hold the belief. I'm looking for the truth. And if the globe was true, then when in Antarctica in December, you should be able to see the sun circle all the way around without dropping.
And you do.
You can.
Dave,
I've seen loads of documentaries where that happens.
You can't. You cannot see it. It's absolutely untrue.
You would have seen it your fucking self. FED.
And we show the best one that they have. They show it 24 hours of the sun going around. And when it comes around, not only is it the same clouds, the sun is in a completely different position, like months different position. So it's all camera trickery and it's provable. It's not just us saying it. So when you watch
it is like, just you saying it.
Yeah, well, not true. And do some research, Dave, and then get out of your little ball model, and you'll see we don't live upside down.
Yeah, we don't live upside down. Go back to all the entry-level flat Earth talking points. We're not upside down, spinning through space. Because Dave's completely got annihilated in the actual debate. So it just says the same old shit thinking. I don't really need to say anything. Because every flat earther watching this would have either left one hour or somehow think that Flat Earth Dave won. Because that's how fucking stupid they are.
Down on a space ball flying through an
down is towards the center of the Earth. Nobody is upside down. That's one of the dumbest things you morons say. Down is towards the center of the Earth. Nobody is upside down.
On your world, there's people upside down relative to me.
And you're upside down relative to them. It's a sphere. Who cares?
Good luck with that.
I guess, like, if you know that your audience are that thick, that's a really good point to make. But meanwhile, to the rest of the world that understand that down is towards the center, you just look like a prick.
Your response to basic shapes is good luck with that. Yeah. Are you 5 years old? You have the intellect of a 5-year-old. You can't understand, like little kids understand this stuff. You know that?
I just want to say that you're more of a condescending prick than I thought.
I wouldn't say you're more than anything I thought. I know what you are, but I'm sorry, again, to reiterate for the third time, your entire identity is based on the idea that all the scientists in the entire world are lying deceivers. So you're a condescending douchebag.
You say.
And me calling you stupid, which you are, does not hold a candle to what
Sean,
you are.
Sean's face almost changed then, didn't it? Like maybe it did a little bit.
That's what he claims. I don't believe that. And that's what you're
I've got another question for other Dave, Professor Dave. Just so obviously I could see. I mean, it means a lot to you as on the other side, of course. Why does it annoy you so much, the flat Earth stuff?
Because it's so. I mean, first of all, a lot of what I do. I mean, I do mainly academic tutorials, but I also address misinformation. I'm very passionate about public science literacy and science denial. And flat Earth is the bottom of the barrel. So I go after like anti-vaxxers and stuff like that, and that is a little more sophisticated. And you have to actually understand a little bit of biochemistry, a little bit of immunology, and things like that. Flat Earth is the only one. I just proved the Earth is a sphere multiple times in this exchange based on looking at things in the sky and thinking. That's how we figured out the Earth is a sphere several thousand years ago. It's like the first thing we figured out. So this is why it's so offensive, because it is a denial of literally all of science. Astronomy, all wrong. Geology, all wrong. Physics, all wrong. It's so unbelievably offensive to the entire human race. That's why you're a douchebag, and me calling you stupid is nowhere near the magnitude of douchebaggery that is your entire identity.
Douchebaggery. No one calls anyone that here, by the way, but they sort of do now. Like, people call people it without even knowing what it is. Right? That's the extent of Americanism in the UK these days. Everyone thinks they're American. Like, the way I speak won't even be spoken in 100 years' time, because everybody's talking Jamaican here or fucking American now. So enjoy me while you can.
You're talking to him, not me, right?
Sorry, yeah. To Davey boy over there.
So he believes that scientists that he never met,
douchebag,
2,000 years ago, proved that the Earth is a globe, when in reality, in the 1940s and 50s and up to the early 60s, they were still teaching flat Earth in public school here.
No, they weren't. That's just the thing you're saying.
That's an
There's globes from hundreds and hundreds of years ago. You can't just say that. Like, you should show me something. Show me a textbook. You can't just say, oh, this thing I made up is true. You're an idiot. What are you talking about? We've known the Ptolemaic model, which was reigned supreme from 100 or whatever, to the Copernican model, used a spherical Earth. Geocentrism used a spherical Earth. And then Copernicus and Kepler happened. And they wrote books, by the way. They wrote books, and you can read them, that they exist.
Is Dave going to, not Professor, Flat Earth Dave, is he going to give his evidence of when he went to that fossil centre with all the really old people in it, right? And that woman that was about 120. And he said to her, when you was at school, did they teach you the Earth was flat? And she went, yeah. And that was total evidence for flat earthers that when that woman was at school, they taught flat Earth. Trouble is, that woman was about as old as my nan would have been if she was still here. And she was never taught flat Earth. So I know for sure that Dave's talking utter bollocks. Just wheeling a fossil and ask her a question.
And we've known about heliocentrism for 500 years since. So I don't know what you're talking about. You are completely pulling
For those people saying that I'm fossil shaming, I'm 73 myself.
that out of your ass. Nobody taught a flat Earth anywhere for any measurable amount of time.
Can we have Dave tell us how seasons happen on the globe?
Okay, so I wish I had the graphic because it really works really well. So there's a tilt in Earth's rotational axis, right? It's tilted like this. So one of the hemispheres is exposing more of itself to the sun, right? And so you get more direct light versus, so let's say this is the northern hemisphere, this is the southern hemisphere. More of the northern hemisphere is exposed to direct sunlight, so you have longer daylight, right? So it's so hard to.
As Dave, Flat Earth Dave got a load of bats flapping around his head. I'll just say, what was that going past his head in his? Was that the space rats or the space mice that they think are on the rocket, like the ice? That's mice and rats.
Just doing my hand like this.
No, I get it. I understand. You got it when we're tilted towards it, the sunlight's hitting direct, and it's more intensified here, and down here it's spread out more. Makes sense.
Yeah, because of the curvature, so it has to spread out around a greater area.
But isn't the sun so large that all of the rays leaving the sun are parallel? And why wouldn't the parallel rays that are a little off to the left, hit us direct?
Fucking hell. I probably haven't watched this in a couple of years, and I literally can't fucking remember. Because you learn more and more all the time, you can't quite believe that someone that's been in this as long as Flat Earth Dave would even have the balls to make these easily debunked, easily piss-taken points that he thinks he's making.
Are the rays leaving the sun parallel, or are they leaving not parallel?
Okay, when you have a certain, okay, here's a lateral distance. If the sun is directly hitting the part of the earth that's directly facing it, that's a certain area. Then if you move this way, we have the same lateral distance, but there's a lot of curvature here. It's covering a greater surface area.
I have that question. So can the earth
okay, do you want to admit that I just explained that perfectly and that your talking point was invalid?
I know. I admit that you explained that perfectly, but I have to ask a question. So we have the pole here, and we tilt the earth. Okay? And can you tilt the earth this way? That's a tilt also, right? Absolutely.
You're just turning it. What are you doing?
No. What I'm showing you is here. Here, let's say the sun is over there, and we tilt, and we're now directly towards we have a more direct angle. We're in agreement on this. But if I'm here, and I tilt it this way, well, now the sun is lower. It's now skimming. It's now skimming, and it's not hitting as direct. So here's the problem with your seasons. In the north here,
whereas there's no problem with your seasons. The sun's just spinning around at different speeds in the sky, and nobody observes this whatsoever.
December, when we're 3 million miles closer to the sun, but we'll just ignore that because it's not significant.
Yeah, it's not significant, so I don't know why you said it.
We're 3 million miles closer. At sunrise, in December, at noon, when the sun is 50 degrees in the sky, and I look at the sun, I can barely feel it on my face. I can't get a tan, right? But in June,
I can't get a tan. Kango hasn't let me down. A Christmas song. We're still in the season. Kango 4457. What the fuck are those numbers? Always, I'm going to ask people with numbers that super chat from now on what the fuck their numbers mean. Right? I don't understand. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. I guess he didn't want to put all the la's in, but I'll do them. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Fa la 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 la. Dave's a fuckwit. Dave's a fuckwit. Dave's a fuckwit. La la la. Dave's a stupid fossil hassling prick. Fa la 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 la. Cheers, Gango. Nice one. Fossil hassler. That's what he is. A fossil hassling spud.
When we're farther away from the sun, doesn't matter. And at sunrise, when the sun is literally an 89-degree tilt, the worst possible angle, as soon as it shows up on the horizon, I can feel the heat and I can get a tan. Why is that?
A tan!
Because in your world, it should be arctically freezing every morning all year long.
I genuinely have no idea what you're saying. You're throwing around 89 degree. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so you have the sun here, right? The sun, and we're tilted, so it's 34-degree tilt. Well, if I tilted it all the way down to the horizon, so I'm here and the sun's over here, okay, that's an 89-degree tilt, 1 degree off the horizon, right? Any farther, it would be below the horizon. The sun
I'm
sets,
already lost. I have no idea what you're saying.
It's because you're stupid, Dave. Right?
5 minutes left, guys.
Because you're not saying anything.
Yeah, you've certainly proved that he's stupid over the last hour of this debate, didn't you there? Look at Dave. He literally... Oh, I need to save that picture. I'm going to do it right now, actually. How do I do it? Can I do it without kicking everything off the screen? I don't know. Let's try. No, let's not try. Let's just remember where I was there. 5. Can I do it over here? 58:45. He looks like he's throwing a tantrum. I need that for... There you go. Screenshot. Tantrum Dave. Done. Sorry about that.
You're just going, if
again.
I tilt it this way, this has nothing to do with anything.
If the Earth is tilted 34 degrees, that's how we are.
23 degrees, something like that.
23 degrees, whatever. If we tilted it 90 degrees, the sun would set. It would set over the pole, which doesn't happen. So the farther,
5 minutes left, guys. 5 minutes left.
The farther I tilt it, the more spread out those rays are. Well, the spin is the equivalent to the tilt. So when I'm spinning away from the sun's getting lower and lower and lower. It's spreading out across the world. It should get colder and colder and colder because that sun is spreading out.
Spreading across. You understand that there's always a face of the Earth. There's always the sun is hitting half of the Earth.
No, he doesn't understand.
Not according to time and date. All right, but the
sun isn't always hitting half of the Earth.
Not according to time and date.
It would be, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's not
well, it does though. So what are you talking about,
David? You're not listening. Okay,
I am. You're just not saying anything.
I can tilt. So if we're tilted away from the sun, we have our winter. And if I tilt it farther, it gets really cold because Antarctica or the Arctic is tilted farther away. That's why it's cold in your world, right?
But it's not. What do you mean? If we tilt it further, it's not tilted further. It's a 23-degree axial tilt. So what do you mean tilted further? What are you talking about?
Why is it colder in the Arctic in the winter than it is in Florida in the winter?
I just explained it earlier.
Well, I know. Dave,
it's getting more direct sunlight.
Absolutely. So don't interrupt.
If the axis is tilted away, then it is. Dude, I just explained that.
I want Dave to explain to everybody, because he believes that they did go to Antarctica and they didn't see the 24-hour sun because there is no 24-hour sun, but they think they saw the 24-hour sun because someone was hiding behind the mountain with a laser machine, making something appear to be the sun in the sky and spinning it round and round and round. I want to know what happened to the real sun during those 5 days. Or did they work out a way to perfectly merge the fake? And also, does he believe it is the real sun? Because a lot of people that follow Dave think that they switched to the sun simulator during the eclipse last year. So,
how do you not get this?
No. You're not getting it. Listen.
Okay, you can just say that, but I actually explained it.
You're not getting this, okay?
Dave, we've run out of time. We've run out of time.
I'm filming this. Listen.
Well, I'm just going to let you guys tell the viewers where they can find you and support you. So, Professor Dave, we'll start with you. Thank you for coming on, Professor Dave.
Thank you.
Can you tell the viewers where they can find and support you, please?
Professor Dave explains.
FlatEarthDave.com.
So, Professor Dave, go on. And what socials are you on, Professor Dave?
Just YouTube channel, Professor Dave Explains.
All right, so Professor Dave's...
Flat Earth Dave. I wonder if anyone watched this debate and became a flat earther and had to go to flatearthdave.com to tell him how he's just won this debate and they now want his app. I think zero people did that because if anyone did that at all, Dave would have put it up on his own channel. They didn't, ever.
YouTube channel link will be in the description box below this video if you want to subscribe, if you want to check his stuff out. Huge thank you for coming on. Flat Earth Dave, do you want to tell the viewers where they can find you?
You can find me at flatearthdave.com, but I'm thinking of making it professorflatearthdave.com, but flatearthdave.com because
isn't that cute?
We get to make up to being professors. That's always nice.
Yeah, I actually taught at an accredited university though, so it's not that weird.
Thank you.
Without a degree,
multiple degrees. I have a master's degree.
And they fired you.
Dave thinks he's ended it with a funny there, Flat Earth Dave. But what he doesn't realise is it's a cell phone. And I've always said this is like to pretend that Professor Dave isn't a professor. It's just admitting that you just got absolutely annihilated by someone that's not even a professor. It would be a better look if you got annihilated by a professor, because then it would be like, well, he's a professor. What could I do? But you're saying, no, he's not even a professor. He's absolutely stupid as fuck, but he's just completely annihilated you in a debate. So you probably shouldn't have said that. FAD, should you?
Can I get those Bitcoin?
Go and drink some more wank juice in the corner. This was before he took up wank. He was drinking his own piss at this point, but now he's drinking fucking wank juice.
Coins? Can I get those Bitcoins?
We've got another debate coming up in a minute. So huge thank you guys.
Yeah.
Take care, and you
always welcome
to come back on. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Cheers.
Right.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Bye. Good night. Bye. Goodbye. Wow.
They make for a nice couple, don't they?
Right, without any further ado, let us bring in the guest for the
Not
Flat Earth
really.
debate.
Starting again.
Here we go.
Yeah, so just to remind everybody that missed the beginning of the stream there, here is me talking to Flat Earth Dave, and this is what Flat Earth Dave said to me.
It's completely, totally ridiculous.
See, I can't speak on that because I don't know.
Right.
You say it sounds ridiculous, but
yeah,
obviously to somebody else they would have explanations for that. I'd love to see a debate. Like I want somebody to debate somebody like you to debate somebody else that's debunking all this stuff.
There are a group of globe trolls out there with ridiculous arguments. It's pointless to debate them. We wanted to debate Neil deGrasse Tyson. We want to debate Bill Nye, the lying guy with the bow tie, or lying box from Europe. We want to debate these guys.
Also, get your bog roll at the ready, because sad song coming immediately after this little clip of Dave pretending that he would annihilate anybody in the debate.
But they say there's no such thing as a flat earther. Flat earthers don't exist. We don't need to talk to flat earthers. There's no time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society. These are things that they've programmed into us. Like, some things are just we can't discuss them.
Yeah.
Right. That's
I get that. I get that with certain other things going on as well. And when they kind of had that attitude, so I understand what you're saying. But it would be good. It would be very interesting. I think it would.
It sure would be, because
like
they'd be destroyed instantly.
Can we? Because they'd be destroyed instantly, just for an hour. There was no instant destruction in that one. In fact, it was probably the other way around. Anyway, thanks everybody. We almost got we got two and a half ways through there of super chat goals, which was fantastic. Thanks so much. In 2 hours, that's brilliant. I love the support I get on here. It's fantastic and keeps me doing this. If you enjoy the streams and you don't want a super chat, please give it a like or a share or any of that bollocks. But talking of bollocks, it's been a bad year for Flat Earth. I'm going to get out of here with the Flat Earth Bad Year song. It's very sad. Please dry your tears as you listen to this. Take care. And I'll probably see you Tuesday, maybe. If you're not a member, please become a member, because I'm doing members only content every week now. And it's a bit of a laugh. See you soon.
All the believers have disappeared. They're hiding in their caves. You won't believe what's happened to Dave, 'cause he can't sell his app, and Flatzoid has to cry wank. Oh, it's sad, but it's true. Mark Sargent's still living with his mom, even though he's 73 years old, and Vicar sees himself as Neo from the Matrix, but everyone else just sees him as a cunt. And